Binding and assignment. For both object and array destructuring, there are two kinds of destructuring patterns: binding pattern and assignment pattern, with slightly different syntaxes. In binding patterns, the pattern starts with a declaration keyword, var, let, or const. Then each individual property must either be bound to a variable or further destructured. And here they give us this example. We have the const declaration, and we are declaring this const name obj, short for object, and we are gonna assign it to this object. And we have key value pairs. Here, for example, we have a colon 1, where a is the key and 1 is the value, comma. Now we have b as the key colon, and then the value is gonna be this curly braces, and inside of this inner curly braces we're gonna have c colon 2. We close the outer curly braces of the obj object, we put semicolon, and now we're gonna destructure it. So we do it with the keyword const. We open curly braces and we're gonna grab the key a, comma, then b colon, and we're gonna type in the curly braces c colon d, not 2 but d, and then we're gonna grab it from, we're gonna destructure it from the obj, from the object. So the two variables are bound, a and d. So if we call d, we're gonna be calling the number 2, and if we call a, we're gonna be calling the number 1. We can grab this example. You can go to any tab and press Ctrl Shift I. Okay, and now I'm gonna go here after the last semicolon, and I'm gonna type a. This is the key and this is the value, so the value that I should get is the number 1, and that is what I got. We're gonna do the same with b. So if I type b, what is the key, what is the value of the key b? Well, the key is this whole curly braces c colon 2. So if I type it, it's gonna throw us an error, uncaught reference error, b is not defined. Okay, so now what will happen if I call c? Again, c. So here you have it, c colon 2, c is the key and 2 is the value. So you might think that if I press enter, we would get the number 2, but that's not the case. Press enter and I'm gonna get this object, and the reason is when we destructure it, we are destructuring the key a, b, but we put here colon, and then we open a curly braces, and now we have c colon d. We're not having c colon 2, we are having c colon d. So in order to get the value number 2, we have to call d. So if we call d, and now we're gonna get the value 2, and there you have it. So all variables share the same declaration. So if you want some variables to be reassignable but others to be read-only, you may have to destructure it twice, once with let and once with const. So here in this example we have the const declaration object is going to be assigned to this object, a colon 1 comma b colon open curly braces c colon 2, close the inner curly braces and close the outer curly braces. We end up with a semicolon. Now we're gonna destructure the key a, and we do it with the keyword const open curly braces a, and we use the assignment operator and the name of the constant, in this case obj for constant. Now here in the comment it says a is constant. It's not a variable, you cannot change it, it's a constant. So now we're gonna destructure it again, but this time using the let keyword. So here we have the let open curly braces we're gonna type in b colon open curly braces again, and inside we're gonna have this key value pair c colon d. We close the curly braces and the outer curly braces. We use the assignment operator, and we're gonna type the name of the object, obj. D is reassignable, and we can grab this example. We go to any tab here, we press Ctrl Shift I, and now if I type A, I'm gonna get the value 1. Okay, if I go and now I choose D, I'm gonna get the value 2. There you have it. Now what happens if we type in the B? We get an uncoded reference error, and the same happens when we're gonna get an object. So if I type C, okay, so that is that. But in order to get the value 2, we need to call the since in the const and the let declaration we're using this object, or this there's this value as the value of the key B. So if we press enter, there is where we get the value 2. In assignment patterns, the pattern does not start with a keyword. Each destructure property is assigned to a target of assignment, which may be either be declared beforehand with var or let, or is a property of another object. In general, anything can appear on the left-hand side of an assignment expression. Here we have another example. We have the constant declaration, and we're declaring this constant name numbers, and it's going to be assigned to an empty array. We put a semicolon here. The next line we have the constant declaration, and we have the declaration name object, and it's going to be assigned to this object with these two key value pairs, a colon 1 and then b colon 2. So now we end up with a semicolon, and to the next line we use parentheses, and inside of the parentheses we're going to open curly braces. Inside of the curly braces we're going to have a colon numbers open brackets 0 comma b colon numbers open brackets 1 close brackets and close the curly braces, and we're going to destructure it from the object. The properties a and b are assigned to properties of numbers, so we can grab this example, and I'm gonna refresh this, and I paste it here. Okay, press enter, and here you have a colon 1 and b colon 2. So we can call numbers. If I go at the end after the semicolon and type numbers, press enter, and yeah, that is what I'm gonna get the value 2 and the value 1 and 2. There you have it. So here's a note: the parentheses around the assignment statement. So this stuff, the parentheses around the assignment statement are required when using object literal destructuring assignment without a declaration. So here we have the curly braces a comma b close curly braces is going to be assigned to this curly braces a colon 1 comma b colon 2 close curly braces. Is not valid standalone syntax, as this curly braces and inside we have a comma b on the left hand side is considered a block and not an object literal. However, when we do the same thing but we put this whole syntax inside of parentheses, like in this example, yeah, that is valid. It's valid, as is the constant open curly braces a comma b close curly braces, and we are destructuring from the a colon 1 comma b colon 2. If your coding style does not include trailing semicolons, the parenthesis expression needs to be preceded by a semicolon, or it may be used to execute a function on the previous line. Note that the equivalent byting pattern of the code above is not a valid syntax. So let me have it here. So for example, this is the same as this example, but this is equivalent to const numbers open bracket 0 close brackets, and is assigned to the object that a. So this is gonna give us the, if we put object that a, is gonna give us the value 1. Now we have the constant number object 1 close brackets is assigned to object that b, and it's gonna give us this value 2, which definitely is not valid. So this is not a valid, and as we saw it in this example, if we try to do for example numbers, but we put brackets this time, and I put 0, this is the 0 say element, and this is the 1 element. So if I press enter, what I'm gonna get is gonna be the value 1. There you have it. So if I press 1 here, if I press the numbers open brackets 1, I'm gonna get the second value here, the second element. So I'm gonna get the number 2, and there you have it.